What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Insignificant Others, and we are hyped to be back. We are excited to be back after our little hiatus. We have some good stuff for you today, and in a broad aspect of ranges. We're mainly going to be talking about news again, but news that ranges from all over the place.
We had a hiatus. It's only been a week.
So
we're recording every week, but I mean.
So let me explain why I said
we've been on schedule.
let me explain why that I said hiatus. So last week, Will and I met, same place, same time, and we recorded about a probably like a 20-30 minute session where we talked about mainly the Midwest news.
Yeah.
And we got all of the way through, and I went to go click a sound bite, and I realized that our record button was not the color it should have been.
You forgot to press record. We talked for 27 minutes, 27 whole minutes. And mind you, neither of us were really in the best of moods anyway, so maybe it was just the Lord saying that, all right, you know what, we're okay. We're gonna take a breather, move on a little bit. But yes, look down. The record button was green and not red, and I immediately walked out of the room and went on with my day. Yeah,
that was like the best moment of that day. Like it hurt to look down and see that color was green, but at the same time, I think it was something that was so needed because it gave me a good laugh, but at the same time, I was very ready to just run onto oncoming traffic on 17C because of it. But we're good.
We're quote unquote we're back.
We're back after our
it was a mental hiatus, really. It really was. That's all it was. It was just a mental hiatus. We didn't miss any recording times. We haven't missed posting anything. So
it was just one of those weeks. Everybody has one of those weeks. It was one of those weeks.
Right.
We just happened to run a podcast, and it was one of those weeks. But today we're going to be looking at a
real quick. I'm gonna cut you off there. First of all, shout out to the 28 people who have so far followed our podcast, and the quote unquote 28 listeners in the last it says 2 weeks, but really in the last week. And then we have 22 downloads since our first one. So shout out to all those people. Yep. We have 96% of them are in the United States. 3.5%, or I guess technically 4%, are in the United Kingdom. We have one listener in the United Kingdom. Yeah. Shout out Becca Shaw, good friend of mine.
You actually know who it is?
Oh yeah. She called me the other day. She's like, I listened to your podcast while I was doing some housework, and it was phenomenal. Shout out to all those people. We are officially worldwide.
That's fire.
And she told me to do this plug, hashtag Mr. Worldwides. So here we are.
I'm about as wide as the world, so that's a whole different story, but...
Also, you will be hearing barks. I have a puppy with me. We're training him. He's being quite annoying. So there he goes. Yep.
Very, very puntable dog.
Oh, very puntable. Hey, knock it off. Shh. Quiet.
Shh. Like I'm thinking, Tressway could send him at least 50, 60 yards.
I'm about to send him 50 or 60 yards. There's nothing for him to bark at right now, and he thinks that like the dust falling from the ceiling is just.
I think he saw Tiffany walk by.
Oh, did you walk by?
Yeah, I thought somebody walked by, and it was somebody with orange hair. So I mean, the only person that I know with orange hair is the one and only Tiffany. But yeah, so shout out Becca Shaw. Do I know Becca Shaw?
You might.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, I mean, she's. Let me get the mic. She's legendary. Well, as some of you know, we went to Eastern Nazarene College. She is also a graduate of Eastern Nazarene College. Yes,
R.I.P.
Rest in peace. Not her, the college. She's alive and well. Knock it off. Lay down and rest. Sorry for that, folks. Gosh, this one might be
This one's gonna take some
entertaining just for the sake of me yelling at a dog. 6 months old, size of a large sausage.
It's like a summer sausage.
Right. But yeah, no, she was she worked in the admissions department. She worked all over the place, kind of at that school. Helped pretty much maintain it from some pretty dark periods. Let me tell you what. But all that to say, shout out to our followers. We got a Facebook page also. It's also called Insignificant Others.
Yeah.
We are on all sorts of platforms as well. It's great.
Everywhere.
Website.
Everywhere.
I didn't look and see. Apparently, somebody wanted to sponsor us. A good friend.
Yes.
You wanna share that?
Our one and only friend, Jesse Ruiz. I did not get any info from you yet, but you are highly loved, and we look forward to you being our sponsor here in the foreseeable future. If you do want to sponsor us, you can check out our webpage. I was about to say churcheson.com, but
No,
that's not it.
That's his real job. That's what he has to say for his real job.
You can check out our website. You can find that on our socials.
Yep.
And if you want to donate to us, you can become a sponsor.
Right. We'll give you a shout out.
We'll give you a shout out, a little ad read if you.
Yeah. Right. That's mainly it. That's mainly it. He wanted to give us $1 so we could say some sort of ad, but we've yet to receive it. So when we do, we will. You will hear it. You'll hear the wonderful radio voice of one of us.
But just so you know, Jesse Ruiz, love you, man. You're great. You're the first one to reach out and be like, "Hey, this podcast is awesome." And then there's my sister who's like, "This podcast is awful."
Oh, she did say it was awful.
No,
oh,
she
okay. I was
did.
gonna say. I was like,
actually-
Sophie's the one person that'd be like, a true teller of what is good and what isn't.
No, so this is the really funny part was that my siblings had texted me and Kale was like, "Yeah, this podcast is awesome. Like, this is gonna be great for you guys." Gives me very much. What was the podcast you did with everyone else? Way Too Much Nothing.
Yeah,
He was
Way
like,
Too Much Nothing.
Gives me Way Too Much Nothing vibes, and he's enjoying it a lot. And then Sophie said by the end of the episode, she was trying to jump into our conversation. Because she was just so dumbfounded by the things we were saying. She was like,
She was essentially talking to herself.
Yeah, she was literally like, not me catching myself, joining the conversation, thinking you guys can hear me.
That's how you know you made it, or she's just losing her mind completely with.
Sophie is also a doctor.
Yes.
She does like 24-hour shifts, 7 days a week.
Currently in a residency program down Long Island.
Yeah, but she's almost done with that. Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah, almost. She's going on to her last year.
Dang, it's already been that long.
It's crazy. And then I'm hearing some of her job offers, and I'm like, I went into the wrong field.
Oh, totally. Yeah. No. We've told Finn multiple times. Finn's my wife and I's son, 3-year-old. He's great, barely understands anything still. But my wife is currently pregnant. Shout out to anybody who didn't know who listens. She is an amount of length pregnant. I think it's like 18, 20 weeks, something like that. I don't know. She's doing July. Oh, that's all I know. So I'm a terrible husband.
She's almost done with her, second trimester?
Second trimester. Right.
So what, almost 6 months in?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Look at that.
Dang, man, over halfway.
Anyways, all that to say, we've told Finn that he's going to go into like dermatology or something like that because Amanda has to go get a dermatology appointment done, and her appointment is now scheduled for February 26th of 2026.
Are you serious?
Not at all. Or yes,
Wait.
yes, no. Yeah, no,
like,
I'm not at all joking.
Me
I'm
so
not at all
hard right
joking.
now.
I'm dead serious.
That's crazy. Oh, like, that's 11 months away.
Yes.
That is insane.
Yeah.
What do we have? Like half a dermatologist here? What's?
That's just the closest or the nearest appointment she could book anywhere.
That is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You want to go into dermatology? Not really. I don't want to look at people's skin. I don't even like looking at my own.
I mean, Mr. Pimple Popper is pretty cool, or Dr. Pimple Popper.
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
I'll pass on that.
Yeah. It is. It is what it is.
But that is better than watching people on my Instagram feed like die. So
that's a strange algorithm you got there.
yeah,
I am half of it though.
Friends send me a lot of stuff, and then I end up watching it, and then I'm like, why did I watch that? Anyway,
Fair enough. All right.
good small talk.
Yeah. Great way to start the podcast off. A solid 10 minutes of nothing, which is pretty much what we do.
That's what we do in these parts. I found something on national news.
Okay. Let's hear it.
If you don't know what national means, go back to 5th grade.
Not nationalist. National.
So I found this article, and it says, man
Oh God.
man found with a live turtle concealed in his pants by the TSA at a New Jersey airport. That latter half of that sentence is all you need to know. Just New Jersey airport.
Right.
That's all you need to
Right.
know. This is a shocker, though. A Pennsylvania man,
Uh-oh.
Rutrow,
A little too close to home.
little too close to home. Wait, this is amazing. The turtle was detected Friday after a body scanner alarm went off. So, like, is that the thing where, like, you put your arms...
Where
How
was
did they
it?
find it?
Was it inside of him, or was it just in his pants?
It's a sizable turtle, man. Like, look at that. Look how big that thing is.
Oh yeah, that's your good size average, like 5x6 turtle inches.
Like for
inches.
context, he's in a box, but like the box looks like one of those. Like there's a microfiber towel next to him, and he's probably a little bit bigger than that microfiber towel.
Interesting.
A TSA officer then conducted a pat down on the East Stroudsburg man and determined there was
Stroudsburg.
There was something concealed in the groin area of his pants.
Imagine if it bit him.
Nah, snapping turtles are way too big. Yeah, I bet.
I mean, but when a turtle's hungry, you know.
Why is his one thigh bigger than his other? When questioned further, the man reached into his pants and pulled out a turtle, which was about 5 inches long. He said it was a red ear slider turtle, a species that is popular as a pet. Huh. Oh, this stinks. The man, whose name was not released, was escorted from the checkpoint area by Port Authority police and ended up missing his flight. So that's a Debbie Downer. And then
well, don't smuggle a turtle in the airport.
And then 2, the turtle was confiscated, and it's not clear if the turtle was a man's pet or why he had it in his pants. So did they just they really just let him go? Like they really said, oh, all right, yeah, we'll just take the turtle. You're good to go. Like nothing else happened after that.
Like you had a gallon of, like you had water in your bottle, and you said either you dump it out or you drink it all or you leave the bottle here.
I mean, but to be fair, like if I'm that TSA agent, what do you do in that moment? Like you're like, I could call the police, but what am I gonna?
I mean, yeah.
What am I gonna get him arrested for?
Yeah, the police
smuggling of amphibians,
illegally bought turtle.
reptiles.
Goodness gracious!
It's better than a $7,000 parrot.
Yeah, rest in peace. No one died. I don't know. Anyway,
No, the owner did.
I thought he just got shot in the face.
Dude.
That doesn't mean he died.
With a crossbow?
There are stories of people getting impaled in the head with like metal pipes.
Okay, Malala.
So I got something.
Oh, yeah? Please share.
Oh, boy. Anyways, this is where we can add in. Yeah, we just took a 10-minute break, and now we had to awkwardly fill in where we left off because we kind of forgot.
Okay.
Anyways, 4-year-old boy calls police to report mom for eating his ice cream. Police officers dropped by to check in and use this as a teaching moment for the boy, only use 911 for real emergencies. The child was a little dumbfounded that 911 actually worked. The mother, it's a video, and I watched it. The mother answered the phone or answered the door and said, out of her mouth was, "Oh, they actually came." So, that being said, all you kids out there that ever come across this episode, Don't just call 911. Actually, fun fact, I got kicked out of a school program because I called 911 on a payphone. Oh, yeah, here we go. Down this rabbit hole.
I'm ready. I need to hear this.
So when I was in first grade, so like 7 years old.
I was expecting this to be like college.
No. I learned my lesson. I was much younger.
All right.
So for a period of time, when I was in elementary school, I went to a Japanese immersion program. So half of the day you would do your regular English schooling. The other half of the day you'd like learn Japanese and learn schooling. Do schooling that way.
Was this in Alaska?
Yeah, this is in Alaska.
Okay.
So big Asian culture in Alaska. More
really?
specifically like Polynesian and Japanese culture.
Interesting.
Yes. It's a huge destination point for like Southeast Asia.
Oh.
Interestingly enough.
Didn't know that.
During the like middle of winter or like middle of summer, like on the cruise ships or the trains or the planes and stuff like that, you'll just see like hordes of people from that region.
Good way to put it. Hordes, man. Hordes of people.
An influx. Anyways, so I was a part of a music group and
in first grade.
Yes, in first grade. It wasn't like a band or
Was
anything.
it Coldplay?
No. So in Japanese culture, they have these drums called taiko drums. And literally all they are is just big, massive leather skin drums that are handmade and everything.
Oh, they kind of look like tambourines, right? Like they're in the shape of a tambourine? No?
Tambourine?
Yeah. Do you know what a tambourine is?
Yes. No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. So
they look like a massive keg. Like a old school oak barrel keg.
Okay.
But they have leather over it, and it's tuned to it's a very, very, very beautiful and elaborate way of creating a drum.
Okay.
Anyways, so I was a part of that drum group, and we were performing at one of the local universities back home in Anchorage. And before we got on, we were all just hanging out in the lobby and stuff like that. And there was a payphone, and I looked at the payphone, and I was with a couple friends who I have no idea who they were anymore. But at the time they were friends. And we were just like looking at it, and we were just wondering like, oh, I wonder if you don't put a quarter in a payphone and call 911, it would still work.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, all right, let's try it out. And so dialed 911. I was on the phone, operator calls or answers, 911, what's your emergency? Immediately hang up. Frightened for my life. I was like, holy smokes, this actually works. Not 15, 20 minutes later, we're getting ready. 2 police officers come in, and our music director is talking to them, said, hey, we got a 911 phone call from here. Does anybody know anything about it? This, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. All of us immediately plead not guilty. We're just like, we don't know what happened, and this, that, and the other. Police officers talk to the whole group and say, hey, guys, it's not funny to do that. Don't do it. And that was that. We did our show. Like the next week, I got called into the music director's office, and he kicked me out of the drum group because one.
Dude, I've been waiting this entire story.
I'm fired up now. Because I called 911. So there's that. Yeah, don't do that. They will come on a payphone. They will come if you call on a payphone. Oh boy, let me tell you what, innocence at its finest. All right, so I got another one. Last week, when we had scheduled to record but didn't actually record, we had talked about this artist in Poland that...
Shout out Poland.
What? Yeah, well, I don't know if we want to shout him out. His installation was to starve piglets. That's what his artist installation was. Like, it was like, that's what his thing was. Yes. So There's a follow-up to it. And the artist abandons plan to starve piglets to death after animals have been stolen. The artist's friends helped animal rights activists break into the gallery and free the piglets after his 10-year-old daughter begged him to make sure the piggies won't die. Holy smokes. The fact that the artist was a family person, I don't know if it was a man or not. Yes, family man. He was a man.
Man.
Family man that wanted to starve piglets for the sake of art. This kind of goes back to our first episode of like putting a banana on a canvas and duct taping it for $6 million. Yeah.
It's just like things that like.
So here's
Gotta be making it up, man.
This is the oxymoron with things, and I'm not going to go on a tangent because I don't feel strongly, but ignorance. I don't know. So Chilean-born artist said he had wanted to raise awareness of the suffering caused by mass meat production with his art installation that opened last week in Copenhagen, Denmark. So to fight for what he believed in, he was willing to starve the things he was trying to fight for.
Yeah, it's
Which one's the cursing one? What the?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't actually curse, but it was for the moment.
There's just no way to explain that without just saying the guy.
And he named the pigs. The names were Lucia, Simon, and Benjamin.
Yeah, he's got problems.
Big problems.
Yeah, that's.
And the fact that his friends assisted animal rights activists also to free the pigs.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Here we are.
So I have another one.
Okay.
This is international news.
Ooh. Another international news.
Yeah, another international one.
Big fans.
This one is called. A Swiss politician was fined for buying pink water pistols online. Now, I have... What is this even... Okay, what are they doing in Switzerland? It says a Swiss politician was fined for buying pink water pistols online because authorities say the toys violated the country's weapon law. So we not allowed to have water guns?
There's a lot. I'll say this. I don't want to go on the tangent again. There's a lot of countries that don't believe in firearms and stuff like that. My guess is that their policing system are just batons and tasers. Switzerland might be that, unless they're the banks, because you can like wire money and it's like non-taxable and all that stuff. That's why you have all the criminals in the world that either have offshore accounts in the Mediterranean or in the middle of nowhere in the Caribbean, or they have their banks in Switzerland.
See, but here's my thought. Like if I'm in a pool and a 9mm bullet happens to come out of my water gun.
Sounds like a personal problem. You didn't do enough research.
That shouldn't be on me. That should be the person who sold me the water gun.
That's like saying guns kill people. People don't kill people. That's that logic right there. That's 100% that logic is. Anyways.
I don't actually believe in that, just so you know.
Back in local news. Now we're switching to local news. Town of Candor, the good old Facebook community forum.
Oh boy.
Saw this the other day. To whomever lost their Rolex near the Dandy this evening, the time is now 9:36.
AM or PM?
I don't know, but who in this area owns a Rolex and
Nobody.
Why?
Not a single person. I'll tell you this right
unless it's some black market farming that's happening, which probably happens quite often.
I could sell Allie's engagement ring and still not have enough money for a Rolex.
Fair.
I wouldn't do that, by the way, Allie, just so you know.
Yeah, she's going to be listening.
We get beat for this later.
Yeah, Joe's, I don't know if we said it last podcast, Joe's getting married in August, so he will finally understand what it really means to be married and be in a relationship. The moment the clock strikes the end of the wedding, it really begins. Relationships really begin. Leading up to that, relationships don't really exist.
Yeah.
It's literally the honeymoon phase of life is from moment of dating until moment of marriage.
So you're basically,
then you're on your honeymoon. That lasts like however long it is, week or whatever. That's the time you get to like, essentially that's for the guy to relive the last however many years you dated or months. And then sayonara, sucker.
okay, so for context, you're saying,
I'm going to get beat for this also.
Let's look at this from a friendship point of view.
Sure.
What would be the marriage in a friendship point of view? If you're talking about
There's no
that's when a
marriage.
relationship gets real.
There's
You
no,
and I have a relationship.
Yes,
we have a
but-
friendship. We have
right.
a brothership. In
an insignificant othership.
no, so but in that, like, is there like a pivotal moment in terms of friendship where that becomes a real relationship?
I mean, boundaries have been created and set in the sense of, it's like, I might lean over and give you a kiss on your wedding day, but that's because, you know, you're
You're just gonna
You're
pass
off
it. You're just gonna
limits.
play telephone, but with a kiss down the
right,
line.
exactly. All your groomsmen. I think you got what, like six of them?
Seven. We
Seven
have
of
seven
them.
guys, but
I think
you're
I'm
like
number 5 or 6.
No, I think you're like second in line. I think the way you guys are walking down.
Well, hot dog.
Don't-
walking down, that means I'm
gonna get yelled at.
second
this.
to last.
I'm gonna get yelled at this too.
Anyways.
That's not the lineup.
No, yeah, we have a relationship, but there's, at the end of the day, with what we believe in and in our faith and things like that, like once you tie the knot, it's till death do you part, right?
Right.
Like me and my wife, like we've made that decision. We're just like, all right, divorce isn't even a question.
Right.
But like something could happen in our friendship where it's like, okay, we can cut the cord. Like it just is what it is, like
Right.
type of thing like that. So that's why, like, there are those boundaries, but at the same time, we respect each other enough to go down the path of just like, okay, no matter what happens, we're still going to be for each other. And that's just basic in all relationships / friendships. Like that's the bare minimum of just like, if you want to actually invest into someone's life, then it's the bare minimum is what, no matter what happens, I'm on your side.
Dang, that just got into like a real emotional space.
Not really
I feel
emotional.
very vulnerable.
Oh, I said I was going to kiss you. So that's me
Help.
expressing my $130,000 college degree in psychology.
I'm about to say like my $130,000 wedding. I was like,
No, I think
bro?
our wedding total cost like $11,000.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
And
It was a COVID wedding though. No?
but even if it wasn't a COVID wedding, we still would
I
have
mean,
done
it still
that.
would have been expensive.
We're very simpletons. Pretty much the people we invited were going to either be
wasn't
in our
invited.
party. Yeah, well, you weren't even thought of that. You weren't even a twinkle in my eye yet there, son. But the people that we invited were immediate families, and then like the people that would be in our wedding party per se.
Right.
But we just had a maid of honor and a best man. That was it.
Nice.
Yeah, super simple, out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, but I think we spent the most on catering and photography.
Yeah, that's
was
pretty,
it.
That's pretty normal.
That was it.
That's pretty normal.
So,
That was a huge tangent.
massive tangent. Never want to go down that again.
I know. Oh gosh. For context, Will's looking at his phone, and I see two different pictures. I see
They're right next to each other also.
No, I was talking about the ones above and below it.
Not these two?
No, I was thinking about the one. Yeah, that one.
Which is Amanda's contact photo for you, by the way.
That's phenomenal. It is a picture from me, like maybe 6th grade.
No, bro, you're definitely like 3rd grade. This is
You think
this.
so?
I'm a school bus driver, dude. I see kids. I know kids. That was definitely 3rd grade.
All right, so
Third
that's
grade
like
JoJo.
3rd grade. Not my.
You still haven't
not
grown
my-
out of your chubby stage.
Yeah.
Then.
Don't think I. No.
I wasn't saying now. You can say that.
Okay.
We haven't gotten that far in the podcast, right? I mean, we did say, like, no matter what happens.
No, but yeah. And then the picture below it is a picture of known pass rusher.
Elite
Pass rusher, if not one of the best in the league. Myles Garrett, who plays for the Cleveland Browns. For context, Myles Garrett at the beginning of the NFL free agency had asked for a trade. He said he wanted to win a ring and doesn't see the possibility of winning them with the Cleveland Browns.
Shocker.
Just about a half a week ago, he just re-signed another contract for about $40 million. And I saw a comment saying, dude went from running away from the team to seeing the money bag and folding harder than a chair, which is very true. And the picture that Will...
And then I found one that said, the Cleveland Browns are now rostered like a 7-year-old's Pokemon team. 1 level 100 Gyarados and some Rattatas. Which is probably the most factual statement when it comes to the Cleveland Browns.
Which is absolutely fantastic. Jameis Winston is the funniest man the NFL has ever had, and he's their absolutely elite quarterback, throwing 30 and 30 on the year.
They should do a 30 for 30 about that one.
30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
Still a better season than Daniel Jones.
That is true. I think my favorite thing Jameis Winston has
Dak
ever...
Prescott.
I think, yeah, well, Dak Prescott gets injured every year, and they're paying him $400 million for no reason. Shout out Brandon Brown for being a Cowboys fan.
Terrible choice. Terrible choice.
Another thing in NFL news, I am a Washington Commanders fan.
Go Eagles.
Go Skins.
Can't say that anymore.
I say what I want.
Although they might be going back to the Redskins. Who knows?
They might.
There's been speculation.
Which would be cool. But Washington, on the first day of free agency, as soon as the trade window opened, they trade for San Francisco 49er Deebo Samuel. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I'm the athlete of the group. Actually, no. JoJo's a sneaky athlete.
I'm not.
No, he is. He's got like.
I like to call myself fathletic.
With coming in hard with the lisp. I was the college athlete. I played high level soccer, all those things. But JoJo is the high level fan. He knows things about the NBA, the NFL.
Yeah,
the EPL. And that's really it, but that's enough to say like he knows 10 times more than I do. So I know Deebo Samuels is a diva, so I'll call him Diva Samuels. And we'll never let up that the Eagles won the Super Bowl. So go Birds.
He's just gonna be holding that over my head for
until the Commanders actually get there.
Right.
Although they did have a phenomenal breakout season, I'll give them that.
Crazy did. My boy Jaden Daniels.
Right,
a poster of him on my wall.
He is him. Still got posters up at 25.
No, bro. But I'm about to. You remember the fat heads that people would like those? Like,
I dare you.
Vinyl stickers?
I dare you after August 9th to get a fat head and see if that works. That's wedding day.
I'll just hide it sneakily somewhere in the house where like it's little. And she'll have to notice it. But then again, she's so detail oriented, dude. It wouldn't last more than
That's
an hour.
a micro head, bro. That's a micro head. That's other issues that we deal with on the daily.
Oh
man. Gosh. Anyways, I think it's about time to wrap it up.
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty good episode, and we thank you guys for listening. And
we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.